You know how most people have that one game that makes them rage more than any other game? The one game that brings out the ugly, angry, violent side of them? The one that makes them forget it's just a game? The one that makes them use curse words they never thought they'd use? The one that makes them punch the pillows on their couch as though they ruined their life? For some, that game is Getting Over It. For some, it's Geometry Dash. For others, it's something a bit more unconventional. For a long time, that game for me was Mario Kart Wii. Something about the item balance in that game made me want to rip my hair out. If you ask many of my friends what game makes them rage the most, they'll say Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart 8 simply because of the items. But for me, the game that truly makes me angrier than any other game I've ever played, the game that brings out the ugliest side of me, the game that makes me almost throw my controller at the TV, is Mario Strikers Charged. Okay, I'm sure many of you are a little perplexed by this choice. In the 16 years this game has existed, no one really considers it a particularly frustrating or rage-inducing game. But oh boy, trust me when I say that the internet has really overlooked one of the most unbelievably infuriating games to ever walk this earth. I've gone over why I adore this game many times before on this channel, hence the love part of this love-hate relationship. But I haven't even scratched the surface of the hate side of the relationship. Lately, I've been trying to complete Road to Strikers Cup to unlock PD Piranha. I've had this game pretty much since it came out, and I had never unlocked everything in it, so I figured it was time to do so. Turns out this was one of the biggest mistakes I have ever made in my entire life. Look, I've had my fair share of frustrated moments on this channel, most of which are over some small section in a game that just irritated me for some reason. But pretty much all of those out-of-the-blue frustrations could be summed up by something as simple as me having a long day, or something like that. I mean, I've never been the rage type, so very rarely on this channel will I ever get mad at something stupid, and if I do, so what? It's bound to happen to every gamer at some point. But the level of anger Mario Strikers Charged makes me feel comes out of nowhere. I could be having the best day of my life, and the minute I pop in this game, it all goes out the window. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering what it is about this game that makes me rage so much. Well, it's specifically when I play against level 5 CPUs. Playing against level 4 CPUs for me is super fun, because it's the perfect level of difficulty for me. Sometimes I win, sometimes I don't, but either way, I still have fun. But even though I can beat level 5 CPUs a good amount of the time, it's inconsistent enough to still be frustrating to me. Even if I'm in the lead, I find it incredibly frustrating at times when the other team scores. And it's because half the time I'm practically defenseless to the play they pull off. I know a lot of you are gonna say, just get good, and in all honesty, I can't say I disagree. I've always been subscribed to the idea that practice makes perfect. I've found that 90% of the time, when I'm stuck in a video game, the solution is to keep practicing until I get better. But I've also been subscribed to the idea that you need to know when to pack it in. I've been trying to get consistent enough with beating level 5 CPUs for months now. Months! If you've been stuck on something in a video game for several months, I hate to be the one to tell you, but it might be time to move on. Now, there's multiple reasons why I have trouble against the level 5 CPUs, and I'm gonna list as many as I can right now. Here's all my Mario Strikers Charged pain summed up in one breath. Some plays are basically impossible to stop. The CPUs take the ball you just spent forever charging up and trying to score with and score after one shot. The power characters are the bane of my existence because they can score after almost every shot and have insane defense. The developers don't know the meaning of the word balance. The items make absolutely no sense and sometimes get in your own way. The goalie picks and chooses when he wants to be useful. Losing in sudden death is the most pain I'll ever experience. Mega Strikes ruin my day. The Wastelands, enough said. Your own Mega Strike can be perfect and it'll do literally nothing. I'm getting constantly abused by the CPUs, the ball sometimes doesn't want to go in, captain abilities affect your teammates too, which makes them counterproductive, my ancient Wii remote doesn't catch my inputs all the time, this game has so many mechanics required for being good at the game, and the Striker Cup has taken my sanity. That felt good getting that out. Now, none of this would be a problem if it weren't for the fact that to unlock a character, you need to be able to beat level 5 CPUs consistently. To me, this is completely ridiculous, because to unlock everything, you need to be one of the best players at this game. Most people will likely never unlock everything because of the unfathomable level of skill required to do so. I think this is total bullshit, and to visualize the emotional roller coaster I go on every time I attempt to beat a level 5 CPU, I decided to create what I call the 10 stages of playing a level 5 CPU in Mario Strikers Charged.
Luigi, yeah. Luigi. I hate you guys, you stupid! I give up.
Look, I'm sure I'm not the only one in this world attempting to beat the Striker Cup or going to attempt to beat the Striker Cup. And for the sake of all the other gamers out there who are going to put themselves through the same pain I've suffered through, here's my guide on how to maximize your chances of beating a level 5 CPU consistently. Now yes, there are plenty of guides out there on how to basically cheat the game and guarantee your shots going in, but still to this day, I don't fully understand how to pull off techniques like serve it up or self passes. So this guide is going to be called a casual player's guide to Mario Strikers Charged. For starters, you need to pick a captain. To be honest, there isn't really a bad captain to choose. It all comes down to which captain ability you like most and or what stats you want them to have. There's a couple different ways to go about choosing your captain. Maybe you want a fast captain to make Mega Strikes easy to pull off. Maybe you want an offensive captain to add another goal scorer to your team. However, I personally think each member of your team should have at least balanced level passing because bad passers can really slow down your plays and make it way too easy for the other team to intercept the ball. So this alone will eliminate some of the captains. Now I personally like having Bowser Jr. as my captain because I think it's good to have an offensive captain, and I like Jr.'s captain abilities since it's simple to use. I also think his Deke is pretty useful. Wario would definitely be my second choice for a captain. The only main difference between these two is their captain ability, so it really boils down to which one you like more. I have a hard time controlling Wario's farts, so I go with Bowser Jr. Next comes your sidekicks. Once again, I'm going to eliminate all the ones with bad passing. Now, I personally wouldn't choose Koopa or Toad for your team, just because I think Shy Guy has a better skill shot than Koopa, and Boo is a better playmaker than Toad. I find Koopa and Toad are just lesser versions of Shy Guy and Boo. But that doesn't mean you can't use them if you don't want to. The team setup I normally go for is Hammer Bro, Boo, and Shy Guy with Bowser Jr. as the captain. I think this setup works best because everyone has at least balanced level passing. You have two offensive players as well as Shy Guy, who I find works decently well for both defense and offense, and you have Boo, who is able to create amazing plays. Some strategies to use with this team are as follows. With Hammer Bro, this play works more often than not. Use his Deke to ward off the other players, then fully charge up his skill shot in one of the other team's corners, and the goalie will be completely defenseless to the shot. With Boo, I like to move towards this corner, chip the ball up into the air, then lob pass it to one of the other players and shoot it towards the net. I find this doesn't work all the time, but it's a good play to practice. If you don't understand what I mean, I just look up a guide on how to serve it up and kinda just do something similar. With Shy Guy, if you're able to, charging up his skill shot all the way can be a good play. Upon hitting the goalie, there's a brief window where everyone within the radius of the bullet bill explosion, including the goalie, will be knocked out, which can be a good opportunity to score a goal. It doesn't always work, but it's not a bad strategy. With Bowser Jr., there's really not much you can do specifically. I'd say just make good use of his Deke and take Mega Strikes whenever possible. Otherwise, he's just another good offensive player. Even though I wouldn't recommend using them because of their bad passing, Birdo and Drybones also have really good skill shots. With Birdo, if you charge hers up all the way, as long as no one blocks the shot, it's guaranteed to go in. The only issue is Birdo's skill shot takes longer to charge up than the others. For Drybones' skill shot, if you charge it up all the way, it will stun the goalie, giving you a small window to hit the ball into the net. The issues that can spawn with this one are the amount of time needed to pull this off, someone blocking the shot, and the ball being a bitch. So you might be wondering, am I still trying to unlock PD Piranha to this day? The answer to that question is no. You see, I like to think outside the box. Instead of wasting my life getting good at this game, I downloaded a 100% completed save file for me to run on Dolphin Emulator, which was a million times easier than playing the game like a normal person. So if you reach your breaking point like I did, that's a solid plan B. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope this video was enjoyable. I'll see you all in the next one, but until then, keep being awesome Nintendo fans. Peace out.